I got the chance to see an incredible movie the other day called October 8th. It chronicles the unprecedented surge in anti Semitism in the United States following the October 7th, 2023 attacks on Israel. The movie captures in an incredibly powerful way how a moment, a traumatic moment in Jewish history, very quickly turned to something that was even more catastrophic, which was an event that unleashed a virulent strain of anti-Semitism on the streets and campuses of America. The wave of anti-Semitism unleashed by October 7th began on October 8th. And that's the title of the film, because that's the day that the first anti-Israel protesters began marching all over the country, well before Israel had begun striking Hamas targets in Gaza. And the reason that those protesters were on the streets was, as this movie chronicles so well, is because Qatar, Iran, and other Middle Eastern countries had spent decades spending billions of dollars to foster hate, disinformation, and misinformation concerning Israel, and essentially getting an entire generation of young Americans to believe the most obscene lies about Israel. And this film tells the story of how these countries work to undermine not just Israel, but America, that these countries want to destabilize the Western alliances. They want to destabilize America, which they've been incredibly successful in doing, as the movie shows, and especially undermine support for Israel through propaganda, through social media, through funding demonstrations, paying for protests, and spending hundreds of millions of dollars in endowment money for universities like Harvard and other Ivy League schools, which are now hotbeds of anti-Semitism, to create Middle Eastern studies classes and programs that foster anti-Israel bias and hate and disinformation. So that is the story that this movie tells, and it's really a story of anti-Western forces and anti-Semitic forces colluding to use October 7th to bring to fruition years of planning and propaganda, and really succeeding in a way, I think, that even in their wildest dreams, countries like Qatar and the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt couldn't have planned, couldn't have foreseen the amount of support that they'd be getting among people in the West, and the anti-Jewish vitriol they've unleashed in the form of anti-Zionism. And of course, 95% of Jews are Zionists, which simply means that they support the existence of the state of Israel. So you have an entire generation of people now who think that people who support the state of Israel are not human, that they could be spit on and vandalized and raped, justifying the rape and murder of people on October 7th, which Hamas live streamed, literally live streamed homicides, babies being murdered, women being raped, astonishingly horrifying footage, and some of which is in this film October 8th. I recommend you go see it, because for most people it will be the first time that they truly understand the scope of what happened on October 7th and why they're seeing protests in the streets calling for the destruction of Israel and supporting a terrorist organization in Hamas, which has spent decades murdering Americans and Israelis alike. I just thought this was a terrific film, powerful. It's by a director named Wendy Sachs, and I really hope you guys will all go out and see it.